Welcome back to Wake Up Canada News. I'm Brad Wilder. It's reports like this next one that really do make me sick to my stomach. What do I mean? Well, the war on our food supply continues as the insane climate policies are implemented in countries around the world, including Canada. All at the command of the WEF, or the World Economic Forum's globalist leaders, including Justin Trudeau. Action for Canada recently provided an excellent report that countered many of the false claims regarding the narrative that the world is on the edge of a climate Armageddon. Are we? George Carlin said it best, the earth will always take care of itself. We are nothing but a speck of dust. Tom Harris joined Action for Canada on the July 13th show with Tanya Gaw and gave a wonderful presentation confirming that CO2, nitrogen, fossil fuels, and cows are not posing a threat to the environment, and that electric cars are definitely causing more harm than good. Just think about it. The power grid's going to take a beating. We're not ready for that. Just how essential now, though, is fertilizer to growing crops? All fertilizer is made up of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. These are the three major minerals that farmers around the world need to use every single year to grow their crops. But this year, the globalists, they've already strategically driven up the cost of fertilizer. And as a result, farmers are pulling acres out of their production and growing less this year because, well, they cannot access or even afford the fertilizer needed. We're in a tough spot. This is deliberately contributing to food shortages at a catastrophic level. Around the world, not just here in our country. It's coming here, but it's not quite here yet. Most regions of Canada are experiencing an influx, though, of Canadians visiting food banks for the first time, up 25% in some regions. Canadians are telling us that they're running out of money for food because of rising housing, gas, energy, and food costs. The bills are piling up, and yes, people are running out of money. Slowly but surely, that's Justin's evil plan. Newly released Statistics Canada tables show that rising grocery prices have shoppers paying 20% or more for spaghetti, flour, cabbage, and other staples that would normally be in their kitchen. The cost of even the cheapest meats increased by a third or more year over year, while basic white bread averaged $4 a loaf. Canadians are feeling, well, left behind and ripped off. The crazy UN globalists, the WEF, want citizens to eat food created in a lab and produced in factories so as to move away from food produced in nature. In reality, this is not better for the environment, and it most certainly is not better for human consumption. In fact, the CBC reported back in 2019 about the health concerns, as it is a highly processed food, which again is in complete contradiction with the Canada Food Guide, which very clearly says, keep away from highly processed foods, of course. Now, some of the fake burgers have something like 19 different ingredients. 19. And well, they've been massively processed. They're high in sodium and they're drenched in pesticides. Now, Patrick Brown, the CEO of Impossible Foods, or fake foods, as some would call it, and even Bill Gates have backed Impossible Burger, said it's game over for the meat industry and they just don't realize it yet. And Patrick Brown, well, he's paying a big bucks to make it happen. To date, Impossible Foods has raised $1.5 billion, that's with a B, in investment capital to fund its mission, and recently launched the Impossible Investigator Project, a hiring initiative that, of course, is going to double the amount of scientists working at the company to, of course, accelerate its mission of disrupting animal agriculture on a global scale. This is all very disturbing, and it's kind of funny to me how quickly they forget how fast food plants and processing plants in specific can burn down. You want to help farmers and maintain your freedom and stop buying fake meat, but also educate yourself on the meat industry standards, which allow animals, of course, to be routinely administered antibiotics and growth hormones, fed soy products, drenched in pesticides, with many animals held in inhuman feedlots and cages. Instead, support local farmers who raise their animals under more humane conditions and even some love. There is no doubt in the minds of those who have, been awake, aware, and opposed to the WEF's 2030 Sustainable Development Goals and the UN's, that they were never created to decrease human suffering, but rather the opposite. The globalists sold the 2030 agenda as if it was some noble cause. A noble cause to achieve a better world and to eliminate world hunger. It comes as no surprise to me, or us, I guess, to read the World Health Organization's report from July 6, 2022, the report that advised that global hunger numbers rose to as many as 828 million in 2021, and that they are further blaming it on COVID-19. The 2022 numbers will be even worse as the globalists continue to interfere with the food supply, causing people in Western developed nations such as ours to become part of those statistics. We can't let this happen. An increase of about 46 million since 2020 and 150 million since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, according to a United Nations report that provides fresh evidence that the world is, moving further away from its goal of ending hunger, food insecurity, and malnutrition in all forms by 2030. Remember now, you're the voice. You gotta make it count, and you gotta do it now. I'm Brad Wilder. I'll see you next time. This is Wake Up Canada News. Thanks for watching.